Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Well, good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors in Winston, Chester. I'm glad you're here. Check this out. We got a new set. I'll tell you something big on Friday's show. I said something big is going to happen on Monday's show. Here it is. We worked hard, Jeff and Gail and Bob and I, and we got this set up, and it goes. You can't see it yet, but it makes a big old circle around here, around the corner, and it's really going to be special. It's adding more to the show. We're going to have some really neat things set up in here, but this is our foundation right here. Hope you like it. If you don't like it, just don't tell me. You hurt my feelings. All right, let's start with our weather by Haney Technical Center. We're looking at a high today of 69, only a low of 47. The water temperature right around 70. Cool off a little bit, but right around 69 to 70. But here, the big thing now, the new moon, the Monday moon forecast we do every Monday, brought to us by Sandhill Seafood. We got a new moon tonight. So that's starting that, it's going to start building up. Next 2 weeks, going to be some excellent freshwater fishing, I can promise you. You might catch a 121-pound blue cat. And man, did I get a lot of comments on that video. We're going to talk more about that later. I'm so glad I got to get up there and visit with the Singletary family. Looking at the tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today is actually the 16th. We're halfway through April. And those neap tides from the weekend are finishing up, but we've got some good tides coming up this weekend. I'm getting excited about this weekend already. Marine forecast northwest at 12. The high tide's at 9:59 this morning, then it's going to start going out, so it's done this on us. All right, let's take a break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the new and improved Panhandle Outdoors. We're glad to be here on a Monday morning. We're glad and blessed to have this situation to bring it to you. Listen, talking about bringing stuff to you. I don't know if you read this article in our local paper, but it started off, that place called Times wrote the story about those two boaters that the boat capsized and they were in the water 27 hours. Fascinating story of survival here locally. The two guys were from Michigan and they were in a catamaran, but I'm going to just briefly say a couple of things about it because we're going to all learn a lot and reinforce what we already know. When that boat turned over, they did a couple of things right. They stayed, number one, they were experienced men, they were older men, one of them had a marina, has been around boats his whole life. What he did, and he and his buddy had sailed together a lot, and their family was expecting them, but they didn't know, sailboat, they didn't know when they'd be in. Squall came up, flipped it over. Number one, they stayed with their boat. Number two, they had inflatable life jackets that went off automatically. And number three, they had such a positive attitude. In fact, the headline says, rescued sailors refused to die. They stayed positive. They talked to each other. They were lucky. In fact, they got so close to St. George Island, they could see the cars on St. George Island, but they did not leave the boat and try to swim to the island. They stayed with it, but actually they started drifting away from St. George. They spent 27 hours in the water. The Coast Guard cutter just happened to be in the area headed to Clearwater and saw a little blip on the radar and just checked it out. And that's how they were rescued. But man, what a great story of survival. So I want to just share that with you, and it's really a cool thing. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break now, and then we'll come back. We're going to be celebrating some things. I do want to show you one picture. This picture here is fascinating because we're getting ready for our spring Sweepstakes, and Blue Water had that big sale, and I was so excited. I went over there. I think you saw what all I did. Let me see if I can get it up here. Here's what we're giving away. Check this out. This is over in the corner of our new set. All this stuff here. There's like 13 packages of rod and reels, and so in front they just have reels and a lot more stuff in them, and all these buckets. And that's what we're going to be giving away in appreciation to our viewers for hanging in there with us. For this is our 13th spring here on Panhandle Outdoors. So we're excited about it. That's why we're doing things like this. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back, and I want to show you this video from 2006. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. We're starting our spring celebration of our 13th year here on Panhandle Outdoors. I started looking last night. I wanted to show you an old video of our first year. Our first year is 2006. Captain Roy and I were doing it, and so I looked through. I spent 3 hours last night. I started looking at this stuff. I couldn't believe it. And don't say anything about how much younger I looked 12 years ago, because you did too. So Here's one I picked out. I'll make a long story short. I picked out this video because of several reasons. First of all, it's good and informative. Now, this quality, you know, we're going to show the intro of the show, and then we're going into the middle of the video. And the quality, you know, this is a copy from 12 years ago. It just wasn't that good, so bear with us on the quality, but the content is what matters. I picked out the one last night of my good late friend, Captain Richard Hawley. And it was special to me. I watched it 3 times last night. Just great to see him and just hearing his voice and all. And he came down to be on the show. He just had his book come out, and we talked. And we'd always have breakfast out. You know, for years we had breakfast every day after Panhandle Outdoors before school started. So he and I were close friends. Our families were a special man. So what we're going to do, Jeff, we're going to put this together, and we're going to run. We got 8 minutes of the interview from 2006. I just wanted to flash back and then let you know how much we've advanced since then. Not just technology, but also maybe in content. But this right here, this is the heart and soul of our show as far as just being around real people. So Jeff, let's run this vintage show.
From Panama City on Florida's beautiful Emerald Coast, it's Panhandle Outdoors with Captain Roy and the coach.
Most people, especially who moved in, do not realize how St. Andrew was back in the heyday, in the 60s, when the boats were down there and cars just lined up waiting to see the
bumper to bumper.
Bumper to bumper.
It was a popular place to go fishing, and you know, you look at Panama City Beach now and the tourist industry and what a empire it is. Mm-hmm. But when you get down to the roots of it, it all started with the fishing industry. Mm-hmm. People coming down here from Birmingham and Atlanta and different parts of the Southeast just to go fishing.
Well, so many times you would see the families would come down, and the dad would go out on one of these fishing boats, and the mom and the kids would go to the beach, and then all meet together after come back in a fishing trip. They'd go out and get something to eat, and then go to Miracle Strip.
That's right.
And that was just a routine. So many Alabama and Georgia families went through, and I know a lot of memories made from that.
Sure is.
But those fishing trips, those guys, those boats came back loaded with fish.
Unbelievable amounts of fish were caught back then. We didn't have the technology, the ability to just go to, like a mailman delivering the mail. Now you just go to any spot you want to, and Mother Nature has a hard time competing with that, so you know, all the rules and regulations had to come. But back then, we didn't have any. There wasn't that many people fishing, and 50% of the time we missed the spot, and Mother Nature let it build back up.
Yeah, and that was probably really good that it worked that way. What's so neat, you know, you being a captain, and you were there, and you actually lived those experiences, and it's so neat to have somebody's lived experience come back and then write about those experiences and recollections you had. I know a lot of times these storms, like we have, a lot of times after these storms, y'all would go out after the storm. And
always would have an increase in fishing, and people would look for that. A hurricane come into Panama City. Seemed like if it went into the west of us, we caught a lot of grouper after the storm. Huh. And then it would reverse. Sometimes it was snapper if it went into the east of us. But
so that had a bearing on whichever side it came in on.
It appeared to be. We caught a lot more grouper than we did snapper after the storm, but sometimes, depending where it went inshore at.
Now, what do you think caused that? Because this is a reoccurring. It still happens. It still happens. And what do you think goes on there?
Well, depending if the hurricane, in my opinion now, if it comes in from offshore in deep water, you wouldn't think it would move a lot of fish, but we've had them skirt the coastline like it was going in down at Key West in '72. Hurricane Agnes did that, and it pushed a lot of fish up here, but it came right over the middle grounds. And the second, I believe that after a storm, you go out there in the Gulf, all you're going to catch is catfish. And the water is milky.
Yeah.
It's real muddy and almost a white, chalky color. The fish can't see to feed.
Okay.
And when that water clears up, they've gone a few days without eating. They're pretty hungry when they can see that.
That's a good theory. It makes a lot of sense, and we've often talked about that, and I hear that time and time again. There's so much turbulence and all they can't see, and then all of a sudden they just turn it on.
They turn it on big time.
Richard, I was looking back over your book last night, and I ran across this picture I just thought was flat out fascinating. We're going to try to show it if we can. This is twin water spouts. So it's hard to see a water spout on the water. Tell us about this. Jordan, let's see if we can find it.
That particular day, we had a group out of Nashville, and it was a church group. chartered the boat. The
church group.
Yeah, there was couples. I think we had right at 12, 6 couples. And it was a pretty nice day. It wasn't, the seas were calm. And while we were fishing, a couple of squalls moved in the area. And my deckhand, Todd DeWitt, he happened to walk in the cabin. He said, "Man, it's getting dark." And I was just to the right of the console talking to him, had my head turned. And he just turned his head real fast to the left. And he said, "There's 2 waterspouts." And looked ahead of the boat, because I'd been watching them fish back there, and sure, there was 2. I mean, bearing down on us pretty good. In all those years running a party boat and a charter boat, I'd seen several waterspouts. This was my second close encounter with one. Those 2, before I could bat an eye, was right there on it.
They came right at you?
Right at direct hit, I don't know. It happened so fast. But from a dark overcast, all at once it became a blinding white around the boat. And what that was all that spray and foam.
Okay.
And my mate hollered, "Everybody lay down." And it just happened so fast, Winston, just the wink of an eye. And the next thing I knew, I could see these 2 waterspouts going away from us. And I looked down at my compass, and the boat had completely spun around. We didn't even realize that and all the foam. And I hollered at Todd. I said, "Take a head count." and everybody was getting up. They had followed his instructions and laid down. And I said, "Let's everybody get in the cabin." It's air conditioned in there, and kind of get our composure. And I had the coffee pot on, and I poured a couple of cups of coffee, and the minister, he says, "Honey, that was a dadgum tornado, wasn't it?" He never, and of course, who's going to have a close encounter like that? It happens so rarely. But as we were talking, my mate, Todd DeWitt, he says, "Look at the windshield." And we looked up and didn't notice it at first, but where they fish, you have your little bait trays, and we had cigar minnows and squid. And Winston, every window on that boat was just dotted with bait. Where they had picked that bait out of it and was sticking to it.
Wow, that had been a scary moment at that. Or did you have time to get scared?
Well, you didn't have time to get scared at the time, but after it happened, you get to thinking what could have happened. That one, we didn't have any problems, but the first time I got hit was at the whistle buoy trolling for king mackerel. And we had a gin pole come down and actually hit one of my fasteners on the head. And we had to come in and take him to Gulf Coast and have some stitches in. Then we went back out fishing when we got stitches in. But
you had the priorities right.
Yeah.
Now, tell us really quick, when y'all would go out and use that dead reckoning, if you can tell that in a minute.
Before Loran and GPS was out, the first Loran we had was, didn't even have the digits on it. You just had to count the antennas. But back then, Winston, we relied strictly on speed, time, and distance. And at that time, that seemed pretty doggone accurate.
Yeah.
If you were fishing a good spot 20 miles offshore, you headed your boat into the compass course to the pass, and you timed by your watch how long it would take you. You had your RPMs usually set at 1,750, 2 hours and 20 minutes. You wrote that down, and the next day, you did 180 opposite and set your RPMs at 1,750 and run her off 2 hours and 20 minutes. If you left a buoy there, you'd find that buoy. But the days you picked up the buoy, it was all a new ball game.
That was a different day, wasn't it?
Different time, and a lot of fun.
Well, Richard, thank you so much for being on the show, and
I appreciate it so much.
Thank you for doing such a good book, and I would highly recommend it. And you folks have a good day today. Watch it and keep an eye on the weather. And you do a random act of good kindness, and God bless.
Join us weekdays for Panhandle Outdoors with Captain Roy and the coach, Florida's only live daily outdoor show.
Okay, welcome back. Now, wasn't that special? You know, over the years, we've had some good quality video not necessarily the quality, but the quality of the people coming on and having Richard Hawley. I sure miss Richard Hawley. He was a special man. So anyway, that's the one I picked out to show you, and hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to go ahead and let you know, just I know you know this, but technology, and Jeff has been the driving force behind all this because he's been doing a lot of work. But in the early days, when we caught a fish or something, we'd have a picture of it. I would send pictures, or I would bring pictures, and then he'd put the camera on it. Ironically, the picture I picked up to show y'all, this is a picture of the biggest fish I ever caught, that 180-pound tarpon. And but that's how we did it. You know, we ran copies of everything. And then if we want to show location, I would copy. This is a Destin Jetty, so I didn't have Google Earth. But this is how things have changed now. With the iPad, y'all send me all the pictures, and I show them, or I take pictures with it. And then on locations, we'll go to Google Earth, and that's just in this little short period of time how the technology has affected so many things in a positive manner. So I wanted to just share that with you. Now, let's do a fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in St. Joe. 12:58 to 2:58 this morning, and 1:23 to 3:23 actually this afternoon. Now, all this is brought to us by our sponsors, our advertisers, and y'all have been so good about supporting them and all, and it's just a win-win for everybody. But I'm just thankful. I looked over these past 12 years, going into our 13th year, of all the things we've been able to do here on the show. And to show our appreciation, we're starting our sweepstakes, okay? We're going to give away, like I said, all these things. We'll give away 2 today, and then maybe 1 or 2 tomorrow. We're just going to go through. We've got 13 packages of stuff. And here's inside the bucket. Now, Gail put all these buckets together. Here's how our marriage has always gone like this. I write the check, and then she puts it all together. So she did it on this too. So here we go. We got visors. We got some pin caps. We've got shirts, really nice, good shirts, okay? Flashlights. These things are packed. This is just typical holders here. You ever seen these? Our famous floating pliers. Stuff here. Here's a mug from Penn. And let's see. And this one, the bottom of it is going to have a nice reel. I'm going to pull it out. This is a Sure Strike reel. Okay, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It works very good. Sure Strike is a good brand, so that's all going to be there. And then Jeff, let's see. Y'all remember the videos Jeff Peck did right here. This is classic. This has not changed. He's only got a box full of them left. We'll give some away on the show. We're going to talk about how you can purchase them on the show if you don't win one. A Walk Through Nature. Well done. And this is our Florida Panhandle now. And it's changing, you know, on a regular basis. So you want to get this because it's going to be a classic. So this, and also with each package of these, get a sea deck, okay, to go on top of your ice chest or your boat cushion or however you want to do it. And so we have 2 of these, okay. The other one, here's the other one too. The other bucket's it's got the same kind of stuff in it. So here we go. So the winner of the first package with the spring sweepstakes. And what we're going to do, we're going to have them here in the studio, and you're going to come by and pick them up, and we'll put your name on them. The winner of this one's going to be Ronnie Matthews from Lynn Haven. So Ronnie, you're going on this one. That's package number 1. Package, and you have number 11. They're in no particular order. Try to remember your number though. We're going to put your name on it. And this is number 8, package number 8, and they were of equal value. So this is 8 right here, and that winner is going to be, and the drum roll is going to bring in Gene Lambert from Fountain. Okay, I'm going to put you with that one right there. All right, so that's going to take care of that. Okay, so here we go. Now let's talk about fishing. We got a little bit of time left. Let's talk about fishing. I got to get some working room here. My table's not quite as big, okay? We just put them back. I'll straighten it up later, okay? One of the things I want to talk to you about was Pompano fishing, because it's hot right now, okay? Especially going into this full moon, surf fishing for Pompano. I think I've told you before, I've got a big tackle box. My tackle box is this one I take on the boat and everything, but when I go Pompano fishing, it's sort of special to me, so I even rode on a Pompano. And I've had it out here before, and it's loaded. I probably got 3 years supply worth of stuff in here, but first thing you're going to see is the hook rig, okay, and then of course the fish bites. And I'll go through here. I've got all kind of fish bites, all different flavors, any flavor you want, okay, stacked up in here. And I also have some jigs in here, okay, and I use these on occasion. This is really how I used to start off Pompano fishing, is walking down the beach casting. then it became so much easier to sit in the chair and sit them out, especially when you have stuff like this. So have all this stuff. Of course, you have your tackle. You always, but then you want these pyramid weights right here. I usually use a 2 ounce. Most of the time it's 2 ounce. Sometimes a 3 ounce. And I have a bunch of them. I've made a lot of these. You always want a little knife in there with you. But the size of the rod is going to dictate the size of the lead. Now on this big old rod I have, I always put a 3 ounce on it. But this little lightweight, I put a little 2 ounce on them. Okay, so keep that in mind. And on the rigs, like I say, you can put them together yourself. But it's so much easier to buy them already put together. But I want to show you basically how it goes. This one's going to be a little tangled, but it's a 2-hook, and I used to use a 3-hook rig, but I just don't have time when they get tangled up. I don't like to be aggravated with them, okay? This is basically, see, you got your 2 hooks here, and all right, this is funny because this particular person, this is funny now. You can do it this way. But really the lead, this lead right here and the hook are backwards. This was at the factory. I bought this at the factory and they put it together wrong. Y'all see what I'm talking about? I don't know if you can see it. This should be a hook, okay? Here's the line right here. Okay? This should be a hook right here and a hook right here and the lead on the bottom. So what that's gonna do is like that. Anyway, but I don't really like this one got too much metal. I don't like too much metal on it. So, and then on the sand fleas, and also I got some in here. You want some little corks now. I'm gonna run out of time. You got some little corks that'll keep it off the bottom. I'm gonna be fishing for Pompano, I can promise you, 2 or 3 times this week. So that's why I'm sort of excited about it. I'm all pumped up too because of the new set and all, and there's so much good stuff going on. So y'all stay in touch and keep me posted on what you're doing and share the pictures. I got a lot of pictures to show tomorrow, I promise you. And we got to wrap it up. Thank y'all, and I hope you enjoy today's show on our new set. And always do something good for your fellow man. You have a wonderful day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.